here with
ANIK MATERN.
ANIK. ANIK?
ANIK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I would have said ANIK. That would have destroyed you a little bit.
Yeah, or ANIK. And you know why? When I asked my mother, I said, Mom, why did you name me ANIK? She said, well, I named you after the satellite, the ANIK 1 and the ANIK 2. There are satellites over Canada. And I said, wow, that's really sexy, Mom. But in French, because it's a French name, Brittany,
Yeah.
you pronounce it ANIK. It's ANNIQUE, the old version.
ANIK.
ANIK.
Mystique ANIK.
Voilà.
Yeah. We go way back.
Yeah.
So I remember looking for stuff, here and there. It might have been the early days of internet, 2000, 2001. I came across, you wanted people to help as technicians in the theater for your first showcase at Dynamic Theatre Factory. And I was in I guess I must have just completed, or I'm in my third year at John Abbott College theater program, and I'm like, I can do that. Well, I still had an actor in me, so I don't think even doing that role was my position that I was ready and comfortable for. But yeah, you said, yes, come on down, and you shot me on stage left. I didn't even know what stage left and stage right was, but it was something like a 3-day show at the NTS.
Yes.
With Ricky Maybe.
Yeah.
Reggie's his brother.
Oh, yeah.
And I got a first taste of what it was like of Dynamic Theatre Factory with ANIK and Claire.
Right.
Yeah. So I think what's cool about that is, for me, you had an impact on me from seeing all this for the first time, and I was just a little player in your show, that sort of came in and came out. But I think it was a year or two later I got out of my program and I tried to get into your workshop. And I remember trying to be this loose cannon out of the box. Look at me, I can la 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 la. I came in and everybody in the audition room, including yourself, was just like. And the response you gave me after, because I followed up, you had said to me, I don't think you'll be able to function effectively in a class environment. And I'm like, wow, I'm actually the introvert who came out for a one-night show in this audition and gave it my all. And I says, wow, I gave you a very, very wrong first impression, because that wasn't who I was. And the beauty of you and your character is we had an open dialogue about it, and I shared my interest to at least take some classes and stuff. And then it turned around where I was able to get a spot in the class because, well, based on our discussion of my interests and learning who I was a little more, I had a second chance. And I mean, that's just the beginning of the story. The impact that you've had on me, before I turn it over to you for any reason, is I always tried to make myself the funny guy. And at the end of the 1-year exiting interview, you said, we've seen the funny Danny, but let's see the serious Danny. So I went from being la 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 to internalizing more and becoming more of a serious actor and taking even comedy seriously. And so this goes back 20 some odd years, and thank you for changing my life.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. I've just been enriched. My whole life has been a blessing from the people I've met, and you were one of them, because you always had respect. It didn't matter if I was hard-nosed, if I was demanding with the actors, if I was kind, if I was sweet. You just always had respect, and you wanted to learn and you wanted to grow. And you're the one that called me the Amazon.
Oh, was I?
Yeah. And nobody ever called me that before. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I like that nickname, the Amazon woman. It was like out of the box, and it was fun, and it was our little thing, you know. And then as the years progressed and you left DTF and then you came back, I remember you coming into my office when I was on St. Ferdinand, and you were going through your another question period of life, right? But you were always searching to better yourself in some way through this craft. And I was like, that is so refreshing. It's not just about, oh, you know, I'm going to train, it's going to be fun, and then I know it all. You went through a lot of the things I talk about the personal self-development, about, you know, the more you question your meaning and purpose in life, the more you bring that to your craft, the better storyteller you become, you know. I can't even envision a life without meaning and purpose. And for me, it's all about that, you know. And so here we are today, and you're interviewing me, and it's really cool, just because it kind of does this full circle.
Yeah.
And you started this festival, and you said, I have things I want to do and say to the world, and not many people have that entrepreneurial vision or courage, and you gotta do it even if you fall flat on your face, because we're here to learn things. We're not here to be perfect. We're not here to arrive anywhere. We're here to experience life and let life experience us, you know. And I was really proud that you did that, and you have a huge success with this festival now.
The success, excuse me, comes from how hungry the world is to express themselves and continue coming back for more. And it's rejuvenation each year. You know, you have your night out, you have fun, you have a little bit of a high, you may have had expectations that you hoped to reach and then you didn't get any, or vice versa, and then what's going to happen between now and that next festival? Did you meet somebody that you could film with? Did you book something? Did you get inspired? So it's interesting that everybody is on their journeys. They pick up a piece of information, and I do hope, because you gave me so much of my life, I hope that I'm giving a little bit of something that somebody can pick up and say, you know what? Like one of our award winners last year, she says, thank you for having this festival, because I met my boyfriend who we are doing really well together making projects. And I'm like, that right there is the gold, you know?
And so, yet there are a lot of sacrifices. There are a lot of late nights. There's a lot of hours in front of the computer. There's a lot of phone calls and emails. And sometimes you question, right? How long can I keep this up, or can I keep doing this? But as long as you have the passion for it, it's going to tell you when you're done, right? Other than that, you just keep going with it. And you are touching so many people. You're not always doing it necessarily for that, but that's the beautiful positive outcome of just doing your own thing and trying to communicate something important to the world. And would you do it all over again if you had to do it differently? Would you do it another way? Would you?
It's a good question, because we have our lifetime, assuming nothing tragic happens. We have our lifetime to go for this. But as you had also said earlier in your own interview, is that an actor becoming a director has all that experience to bring. If I take anything out of the equation, I would have less to be in the equation that I'm in. Mm-hmm. If I didn't do any acting and I was just a director, there'd be missing elements. So I don't think you change anything. You just you look back and say, you know, that's where I was, and here I am now, and where do I want to go?
And that's a very good answer, because there's nothing you can change, really. You know, and you got to start somewhere, and you got to crawl before you can walk. So it's the normal evolution when you're starting a business or a project. You just have to jump in and have faith.
Quick story, similar to what you had mentioned, is in 2015, I took off to New Zealand. I sold my life, I dropped it, and I just took off. And I says, I'm gonna do a 1 year here and see what happens, maybe find the love of my life and move to wherever they are or whatever. And I'm in the middle of a glacier, rocks and mountains and nice water, and I'm just like, what the hell am I doing here? What is this? And an idea popped in my head, and the whole time I was touring around southern New Zealand, I was writing a script. I was buying props in New Zealand to use for the script. And within 2.5 months, I came back, shot it, and I started creating films that were getting me awards, and the quality was going higher. The storytelling was getting better. So it was just like that little reset I needed when I felt I was lost. And I think these are all just journeys in life. I mean, is everything you would preach gonna work for me? No, but we gotta try stuff. We gotta move.
Absolutely.
Improvise.
And it doesn't matter, you know. Sometimes they say, for example, meditation is riding your bike. It's not sitting there for 6 hours like a Buddha. It's the same thing. You went far away from the mountain so that you could get a clearer objective, right? Sometimes you need to travel away from your own city in order to have a moment of, a lucid moment of, my God, you know, this is what I want to do. This is what I have to do. Sometimes you can go and travel in your own city as a tourist and suddenly have an aha moment. But it's about having a moment with yourself that's deep, that's truthful, that's analytical, and that's meaningful. Because those are the moments that propel us forward and make us or break us. That when we arrive at the end of our lives, we can't say, I would have, I should have, I could have. We say, I tried it all. I analyzed who I am through my art form. I had moments of introspection. I ate an ice cream like a kid and I was crazy happy. I was whatever it is. But your story for me is a story of introspection. And it's of letting go. You see, when there's resistance, you can't release. That's why things often don't come to us. Often when we travel, we let go of resistance and things drop in. Around the world, there's a lot of energy, right? Not just in the human body, but around the planet. It's called electromagnetic energy. If you listen to guys like Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, they'll talk to you about an energy field. Well, when you think or you have a thought, your thought goes into that energy field. Be it positive or negative, you have a positive or negative effect on the whole. We are one. And the older I get, the more I understood this and more I understand this. I understood this when I was a kid, but I understand this even more now. And what does that mean?
Tell me, what does it mean? For $24.95 a month, for 2 years.
It means that in order to understand the world outside of us, we have to understand the world within each one of us. That's all it means. Simple. That's it, that's all. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's really it. That's all.
This could be a podcast for hours and hours, but I thank you for your time, I thank you for your energy, and I thank you for everything you've given me on my journey in this lifetime.
Thank you.